Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, this is interesting. I am a huge He-Man fan, and when I first heard about the Revelation show, I was really excited because it's supposed to be a continuation of the original cartoon, and I'm now hearing it's actually more of an adult show for adults. That the other series is more of a reboot for kids, like the 2002 He-Man, and this is a continuation more for adult fans. And that was great when I first heard that they were doing it, and it was a continuation. But then I started to hear that, and there was literally proof of this. Some stills were taken of descriptions of the series that were written up at a convention. That it's all about Teela. Teela was going to be going on a journey to find the powers of Grayskull, which of course would be about her heritage and everything because she's the daughter of the sorceress. And He-Man was just going to be secondary. He was just sort of going to be at the start of the series and the end of the series, kind of bookending it. And I wasn't happy about that. And I did a couple of videos, and a lot of people talked about it, and we've been hearing the same rumours ever since. But they didn't change. It's always the same thing. Teela had a girlfriend. It was Teela's journey. He-Man was secondary. But then, just last night, I watched a video from Clownfish TV, and it talked about how the new She-Ra show, which had some problems, I found it to be not as bad as they've said. They went on about it being just the worst thing ever, and I watched it, and it was absolutely made for kids. But it was okay. It was certainly inferior to the original She-Ra show, and them putting the original She-Ra show down to make theirs look good was offensive. But that's really the only problem I had. So I watched that, and in that video they mentioned from their source, because they are involved in animation and cartoons and comics, and they apparently have sources, they know people. They'd said that the series didn't just put He-Man in the back, they actually had He-Man giving She-Ra the power sword, and basically Teela and her girlfriend were such better heroes than He-Man that He-Man basically stepped down and gave them the power sword and gave them the power of Grayskull because they were just such better, handlers of it or whatever. And the idea that it really was going to be her show, and I'm thinking, what is the point of that? We've got She-Ra, we had He-Man, why are we turning Teela into She-Ra and giving her the power of Grayskull? And what is it going to be, like Teela, Princess of Power or something? I just thought, oh god, no. So I made a video of it. I thought of making a video a couple of days ago about the rumours about He-Man persisting, but again, they were the same rumours. This was the first new information that I had heard, that she wasn't just, the center of the story was her pushing the narrative of her searching for the power of Grayskull and everything, but He-Man actually giving her his role and everything. So I did a video about that, and I posted it, and about 5 minutes later, someone on, because I put it on a Facebook page, because I share some of my stuff on Facebook pages for fan bases that are interested in the topics I'm talking about, because it's hard to find, it's hard to get people to see your videos and to find them. They have to be searching pretty much, so I do that with a few things. And I want to share them, I want to talk to people, that's why I'm members of the fan club boards and stuff like that. And then like 5 minutes later, someone put up an article about Kevin Smith saying that, this is not legit, that it's not right, that's wrong, and actually talking specifically about Clownfish. And then they did a video talking about that, which I just saw, talking about that, and about how they're basically retracting what they said based on what he said, and they're apparently going to defer to him and trust he's telling the truth, and that the people that were talking to them were mistaken or misinformed or something, although they did state we do have actual sources. Now, I watch Clownfish Media. I find them entertaining. I like them as a couple. They're very good when they do their videos, the way they talk. But I don't like everything they say. I don't agree with everything they say. They do seem to have an agenda sometimes. And this is something I find with people with YouTube channels. They make money out of it. They make a living out of it. And they have to cater to their base. If they are a I Hate Star Trek channel, they have to hate everything Star Trek that comes out, even if it's good. They still have to put out a video saying how bad it is and have to find a reason to hate it or dismiss anything good about it just so they can complain about stuff. And people do this, and I didn't want to do that. Like, I had a channel before that had over 1,000 viewers and got subscribers, and it got cancelled, deleted. The channel I have now, which I've been slowly growing, only has about 383, I think, today subscribers. So I can't even be monetized, but if I could, if I had enough subscribers, I wouldn't do it anyway, because I want to just be free to talk about what I want and not have to worry about making people happy, to get enough views, to get enough clicks, to get paid from the advertisers. I want to be able to say what I want. I want to be able to talk about the coronavirus and not have to worry about being demonetized. I want to be able to talk about Nazis and not have to worry about being demonetized. I want to be able to say what I want without having to worry, because I just do this for my own entertainment, for my own therapy, to talk about what I want. So I don't want to get stuck in that trap, and some people are. So I don't know. I saw what Kevin Smith said. He said, you know, he basically tagged Real Clownfish TV and said, as a showrunner, I really could have used these story suggestions before we locked the scripts. However, no, He-Man does no stepping aside and Teela has no girlfriend in our show. The storyline is pretty dark and way metal. Before Revelation, we were calling it End of the Universe. So that's where they were sort of referring to the fact that they are making the show more for adults. So it's not going to be a kiddie show. So it will be a continuation of the original show, but a more mature one for adults, so we can enjoy it. So that's great in its own way. What else did he say? He said, oh yeah, also Real Clownfish TV, instead of posting your faux insider info, like he actually knows if they know anyone, like he knows. Here's a real story. At Mattel made a behind-the-scenes video featuring our actors recording. So a fan took some of the actors' dialogue and spliced them into old Filmation clips, and to look at that, blah, blah. So I don't know, he's just trying to promote stuff. But so apparently he has stepped up and said, no, He-Man does not step aside. Teela does not have a girlfriend. These rumors are inaccurate. And there's no real reason to think that he would lie, although I've been burned before. I was burned by J.J. Abrams twice. He lied about the original Star Trek film. He lied about Khan in the second film. I was in the audience of the first premiere in Australia. We were the first audience to watch it. I was the first person to see that it was Khan, and aside from some media people. And he told us, don't tell people. And I didn't. But he lied to us up until that point. And same thing with Discovery. They were lying about the Klingons and so many other things right up until the first episode aired. And then afterwards, and right into season 2, saying the Enterprise wouldn't appear, Spock wouldn't appear, Pike wouldn't appear, then they're all in the second season. They lie because they are salespeople trying to sell a product, and want that product to make money. So they're going to tell you that it's, they're going to tell you it's McDonald's. The old analogy is, you go to McDonald's, instead of giving you a burger, they give you something else you wouldn't normally eat at McDonald's, and then tell you you're supposed to like it. That's what they're telling you want. And they'll do that. They will tell you you're going to get that burger right up until they hand you the other dish. Because as long as you're there and you paid for that dish, they've got you. And they don't seem to care about the fact that you're not going to come back because you didn't get a burger. And they don't seem to care that you're not going to come back if the Klingons weren't what they were and the series wasn't what it was supposed to be, and so forth. So I wouldn't put it past them. I've been burned by the Discovery and JJ people, Kurtzman and J.J. Abrams. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Smith was making this giant change to the show and the canon and the characters and everything, and was not talking about it because he doesn't want bad press. He doesn't want it to affect the show's premiere and the ratings. Ultimately it will, because they'll go to watch it and then they'll go, what is this shit, and then pull out. So I don't know if I should totally trust him, but for the moment I guess we'll assume that those are rumours, because those rumours are quite juicy. They get people like me who care about He-Man upset and worried, and that's what clickbait is. They create things specifically to get people who care about the subject or interested in the subject to look at their video, even if the content isn't there, or they have to make it up. So I don't know if the rumours are legit or not, and I don't know if I trust Kevin Smith or not, but in the same interest of accuracy, I'm now doing my little video saying, okay, the people I watched are now saying that, perhaps they were wrong, or, the creator of the show says that they're not doing what the rumours are saying they're doing. So, but then I don't trust them. So yeah, there you go. I want to make a video about that too, and also just a little bit of extra information that we got out of him about the show being darker and being more for adults, which is good, as long as it still has a nice tone. Like, part of the thing that was so beautiful about He-Man was it did have such a light tone. It was so good for children, but still not in a kiddie way where it talked down to you. It was just focusing on morals and meaning, and just they can. I still hope that is part of the series. I hope it's not all just like now Conan. I don't want Conan He-Man as Conan now. I want him to still be He-Man and to still have that integrity and that big boy, big blue Boy Scout sort of He-Man, Superman sort of thing. I always felt like he was like Superman, where he was always honest. You could trust him. He would never use his powers to hurt someone else. He was always like throwing people around rather than stabbing them or killing them. I hope they don't go too dark with this. That's the other thing I'm now concerned about. But it's so hard to tell. I just hope they treat it like a serious story and have it be complex and the characters a bit deeper and all that, because it's more for adult, but not necessarily darker and more violent and scary. And I don't want them to ruin like the spirit and the heart of the original series. I would like to see a more serious take on it, but I don't want it to be dark like that. So that's the other issue and the other reason why I'm now doing this, because we did, thanks to Clownfish's little bit of drama they created, we got a little bit of more information out of Kevin Smith about the show, because he hasn't said much that I've seen. If I've missed a few tweets, I apologise, but I haven't seen much from him. But I'm going to go. I've talked enough. Please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I'm a growing channel. And I love He-Man. I don't want anything bad to happen. I want to enjoy the series. I'm finding it so hard to enjoy any of the series, any of the franchises I grew up with, because they're all being changed and altered due to politics and just bullshit. And I say that as a gay man who wants diversity and representation and loves women and everything, so I'm not one of those fans. But as a real fan of the shows, I am finding a lot of problems with the way the shows are being treated and the way the fans are being treated. So I hope this is not another example of that. I hope everything he's saying is true. And I'm just going to post this right after the other video and hope I don't look too stupid. But let's just hope it all turns out well. I just want a great He-Man show I can watch and love and be almost as excited as I was when I was a kid. That's all.